If you don't focus on yourself, no one else will. Think about that. If you don't improve your life, no one will show up with a plan. No one will knock on your door and hand you success. No one will walk in and say, "Here's your better future." That's your job. That's your responsibility. That's your gift. Too many people spend their lives focusing outward. They worry about what others are doing. They compare. They complain. They criticize. But here's the truth. Your life improves only when you improve. Your circumstances get better only when you get better. Your future changes only when you change. So the great question is not, what are they doing? The great question is, what am I doing? Not, how are they improving? But, how am I improving? Because the day you start focusing on yourself, that is the day everything begins to change. Let's begin with a simple idea. For things to change, you have to change. That's it. That's the rule. That's the starting point. See, most people spend their lives hoping the world will adjust itself for them. They wait for the economy to improve. They wait for the company to promote them. They wait for their family to understand them. But here's the truth. The world doesn't get better by waiting. It gets better when you do. Here's the hard but liberating reality. The greatest project you'll ever work on is you, not your neighbor, not your coworker, not even your spouse. You, because when you improve, everything around you improves. When you grow, life responds to your growth. When you change, opportunities begin to appear. So, the first step to growth is not pointing outward. It is turning inward. It is asking the question, what do I need to fix? What do I need to learn? What do I need to change? Now, let me warn you. One of the greatest traps in life is focusing too much on other people. It's easy to do. We watch how others live. We criticize their choices. We compare our success or our failures to theirs. But here's the danger. Every minute you spend focused on someone else is a minute stolen from your own growth. You don't get better by analyzing your neighbor. You don't grow by judging your coworker. You don't advance by scrolling through the highlights of someone else's life. Growth happens only when you bring the attention back to you. There's a law of life that never fails. You cannot change the wind, but you can change your sail. You can't control the weather. You can't control the economy. You can't control other people, but you can control you. You can adjust your mindset. You can discipline your habits. You can improve your skills. You can expand your vision. And when you do, something amazing happens. Life starts to open up. Doors that were closed begin to unlock. Circumstances you thought were fixed begin to shift. Why? Because life gets better when you get better. Ask yourself, am I growing? Am I learning? Am I practicing the discipline to be better today than I was yesterday? Don't ask, why aren't they supporting me? Ask, am I supporting myself? Ask, am I changing? Don't ask, why is life so unfair? Ask, am I preparing myself to rise above it? The mirror is your best teacher. It will tell you the truth if you have the courage to look. Here's the beauty of focusing on yourself. When you grow, you create a ripple effect. Your family sees it. Your friends notice it. Your coworkers feel it. But it doesn't start with them. It starts with you. If you want more love, become more loving. If you want more respect, become more respectable. If you want more success, become more skillful. Life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you become. And here's the good news. Growth doesn't always require giant leaps. It starts with small, daily steps. Reading a book, learning a skill, practicing discipline, choosing a positive thought. Little by little, day by day, you change. And as you change, your life changes. Because improvement is not an event. It's a process. It's a habit. It's a decision you make every single day. So let me remind you again. The first step to growth is not waiting for others. It's not blaming circumstances. It's not hoping for miracles. It is focusing on yourself. It is asking the tough questions. It is facing the mirror. It is taking responsibility for your own improvement. Because when you grow, life grows with you. When you change, everything around you begins to change. And when you focus on yourself, you unlock the first and most important step to building a better life. That's where it starts. That's where it always starts. Let's be honest. Life doesn't improve by accident. Life doesn't get better by wishing. Life doesn't change because circumstances finally turn your way. No. Life improves when you improve. Forever. When you decide to focus on yourself, not just for a day, not just for a week, but as a lifestyle, as a daily discipline, then your life begins to improve forever. Here's the principle. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. But what is a worthy goal if you yourself are not growing? You cannot outgrow your habits without effort. You cannot outgrow your thoughts without discipline. You cannot outgrow your limitations without focus. Improvement is not an event. It is a habit. It is a way of life. Even small steps, repeated daily, compound into massive results over time. One book a month, one new skill every 3 months, one small adjustment to your attitude each day. These are not dramatic changes, but they create dramatic results. Too many people wait for the perfect time. I'll improve my life once I have more money. I'll work on myself once things settle down. I'll start learning once I feel ready. And here's the problem. Life doesn't wait. Circumstances don't pause. The perfect time never comes. The truth is, you start where you are, with what you have. You take the first step now, and every next step builds momentum. Forever improvement begins today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, improvement starts with focus. Too many people scatter their energy. They care too much about what others think. They spend too much time on distractions. But when you focus on yourself, when you prioritize your own growth, when you dedicate time to become better, your life improves. Not temporarily, not partially, but forever. Because self-improvement is permanent. Skills, habits, and mindset once cultivated stay with you for a lifetime. Let me be clear. Improvement is a slow process. It is not instant. It does not happen overnight, but it compounds. The books you read, the skills you learn, they don't disappear. They build on each other. Day by day, week by week, year by year, you look back and realize the life you dreamed of, the person you wanted to become, is finally here. That is the power of improving yourself forever. There is one investment that never fails, one investment that grows with time, one investment that no one can take away. Invest in yourself. Learn, read, listen, think, act. These are the tools of life improvement. Money can come and go. Opportunities can be missed. People can leave, but the knowledge, skills, and character you develop, they remain. They improve your life forever. Now, here's the reality. You can continue living passively, hoping life improves on its own, or you can choose to focus on yourself. You can choose to improve daily. You can commit to growing forever. The choice is yours, and your life will reflect that choice. Because improvement is personal. It begins within. It is fueled by your effort, and it lasts as long as you live. So let this be your truth. Your life is your responsibility. Your growth is your choice. No one else can do it for you. No one else can improve your habits, your mindset, your skills. Start today. Invest in yourself today. Focus on yourself today. And the life you want, the success you deserve, the happiness you seek, will begin to unfold before your eyes, not for a week, not for a month, but forever. Because when you improve yourself, you improve your life permanently. Here's the principle. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal. But what is a worthy goal if you yourself are not growing? You cannot outgrow your habits without effort. You cannot outgrow your thoughts without discipline. You cannot outgrow your limitations without focus. Improvement is not an event. It is a habit. It is a way of life. Even small steps, repeated daily, compound into massive results over time. One book a month, one new skill every 3 months, one small adjustment to your attitude each day. These are not dramatic changes, but they create dramatic results. Too many people wait for the perfect time. I'll improve my life once I have more money. I'll work on myself once things settle down. I'll start learning once I feel ready. And here's the problem. Life doesn't wait. Circumstances don't pause. The perfect time never comes. The truth is, you start where you are, with what you have. You take the first step now, and every next step builds momentum. Forever improvement begins today. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, improvement starts with focus. Too many people scatter their energy. They care too much about what others think. They spend too much time on distractions. But when you focus on yourself, when you prioritize your own growth, when you dedicate time to become better, your life improves. Not temporarily, not partially, but forever. Because self-improvement is permanent. Skills, habits, and mindset once cultivated stay with you for a lifetime. Let me be clear. Improvement is a slow process. It is not instant. It does not happen overnight, but it compounds. The books you read, the skills you learn, they don't disappear. They build on each other. Day by day, week by week, year by year, you look back and realize the life you dreamed of, the person you wanted to become, is finally here. That is the power of improving yourself forever. There is one investment that never fails, one investment that grows with time, one investment that no one can take away. Invest in yourself. Learn, read, listen, think, act. These are the tools of life improvement. Money can come and go. Opportunities can be missed. People can leave. But the knowledge, skills, and character you develop, they remain. They improve your life forever. Now, here's the reality. You can continue living passively, hoping life improves on its own, or you can choose to focus on yourself. You can choose to improve daily. You can commit to growing forever. The choice is yours, and your life will reflect that choice. Because improvement is personal. It begins within. It is fueled by your effort, and it lasts as long as you live. So let this be your truth. Your life is your responsibility. Your growth is your choice. No one else can do it for you. No one else can improve your habits, your mindset, your skills. Start today. Invest in yourself today. Focus on yourself today. And the life you want, the success you deserve, the happiness you seek will begin to unfold before your eyes, not for a week, not for a month, but forever. Because when you improve yourself, you improve your life permanently. Improvement doesn't happen by accident. It doesn't happen by watching others. It happens by action, by discipline, by deciding to do something and doing it consistently. And sometimes the best way to start is with a challenge, a small, focused challenge that forces you to take responsibility and take action. Today, I want to give you a simple framework, a 3-day challenge to kickstart the improvement of your life. Day 1, review it. The first step in any change is awareness. Before you can improve, you must understand where you are. Ask yourself, what are my habits? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What am I wasting my time on? Take 30 minutes to write it down. Be honest, no excuses, no sugarcoating. Look at your life as it is, not as you wish it were. See the patterns, see the distractions, see the opportunities you are ignoring. Because until you see it, you can't improve it. Day 2, do it. Awareness without action is useless. Thinking without doing is wasted energy. On the second day, take action. Pick one area of your life to improve. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's your habits. Maybe it's your mindset. Maybe it's your relationships. Decide on one concrete action. Read 20 pages of a book that teaches you something new. Wake up 30 minutes earlier and plan your day. Exercise or stretch for 15 minutes. Write down 3 things you are grateful for. Then do it. Not tomorrow, not next week, today. Because improvement is not in planning, it's in doing. Action creates momentum. Momentum creates change. Remember, The world doesn't reward thought. It rewards results. Day 3, achieve it. The third day is about reflection and reinforcement. Look at what you did yesterday. Acknowledge it. Celebrate it. Then ask, how can I build on this? How can I make this action a habit? How can I keep moving forward? Achievement is not just finishing the challenge. It's taking the lesson and applying it again and again until it becomes part of your life. 3 days is short, but it's enough to start a pattern, a habit, a new mindset. When you review, do, and achieve, you create a mini cycle of growth. And that cycle, repeated, leads to lifelong improvement. Many people want to improve, but they fail because they overcomplicate. They wait for the perfect plan. They chase big transformations instead of small, consistent steps. The 3-day challenge works because it's simple. 1. Review it. Know where you are. 2. Do it. Take action immediately. 3. Achieve it. Reflect, reinforce, and repeat. Simplicity plus consistency equals results. It also works because it gives you proof. Proof that you can act. Proof that change is possible. Proof that improvement is within your control. And nothing builds confidence faster than seeing results, even small ones, right away. Never underestimate the power of small steps. 3 days may seem insignificant, but they plant the seed. They begin a habit. They create momentum. The person who completes this 3-day challenge, even if imperfectly, will feel different, will think differently, will act differently. And that difference grows day after day, month after month, year after year. Before long, your life looks nothing like it did before. All because you took 3 small days of focused action. So here is my challenge to you. Day 1, review your life. Face the truth. Day 2, take decisive action. Focus on one area and improve it. Day 3, reflect. Reinforce. Repeat. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for circumstances to be perfect. Start where you are. Start today. Because improvement is not a moment. It's a habit. It's a discipline. It's a commitment to yourself. Do this 3-day challenge. Experience it. Let it teach you the power of action. And remember, the person who focuses on themselves and takes consistent action is the person who ultimately improves their life forever. If you want to improve your life, there's one truth you cannot ignore. Your mind is your most valuable asset, and your energy is your most valuable resource. If you don't protect them, no amount of books, courses, or good intentions will help. You cannot grow if your mind is filled with negativity. You cannot succeed if your energy is drained. Think of your mind as a garden. Every thought is a seed. Positive thoughts are seeds of growth. Negative thoughts are seeds of destruction. If you fill your mind with worry, doubt, and fear, your garden becomes overgrown with weeds. You become distracted. You lose focus. You lose your joy. But if you cultivate your mind carefully, feed it with good ideas, lessons, and inspiration, then your garden flourishes. Your energy rises. Your life begins to reflect your mental state. Energy is like a battery. You have only so much in a day. And once it's drained, it cannot be borrowed from tomorrow. Think about the people you interact with, the conversations you have, the media you consume. All of these either charge your battery or drain it. Guard your energy. Be selective with what you allow into your mind. Be mindful of what drains you. Be disciplined about what fuels you. Because energy fuels action, and action fuels growth. Negativity is everywhere. Criticism, gossip, doubt, it's all around you. Some of it comes from others. Some of it comes from within. Do not let it take root in your mind. Do not let it drain your energy. Do not give it power over your life. Instead, focus on what you can control. Focus on solutions, not problems. Focus on learning, not complaining. Because the person who guards their mind is the person who grows steadily, the person who protects their energy, is the person who achieves lasting success. Just as you brush your teeth, just as you exercise your body, you must practice mental hygiene. Every day, take time to reflect on positive lessons, read or listen to inspiring ideas. Limit exposure to unnecessary drama or stress. Focus on your own growth, not others' distractions. These small, consistent actions protect your mind. They preserve your energy. They create the foundation for lasting growth. Guarding your mind and energy is about focus. You cannot scatter your attention and expect growth. You cannot allow distractions to pull you in every direction. Decide what matters most. Focus on that. Eliminate what does not serve your growth. When your mind is clear, when your energy is protected, you will make better decisions. You will take better actions. You will create better results. Think long term. Every thought you nurture, every moment of energy you protect, adds up over time. Small habits compound. Small decisions build momentum. Small acts of discipline lead to lifelong improvement. If you consistently guard your mind and energy, your growth becomes unstoppable. Your life improves steadily. Your success becomes inevitable. Because growth is not just about learning skills. It is about creating the right internal environment for those skills to flourish. So here's the truth. If you want lasting growth, if you want permanent improvement, if you want a life that continually gets better, guard your mind, protect your energy, be mindful of what you feed yourself, be intentional with who and what you allow in your space, discipline yourself, focus on what matters, let go of what doesn't, because the person who masters their mind, the person who controls their energy, is the person who creates a life of sustained success and happiness. Remember, your growth is your responsibility. Your mind is your garden. Your energy is your fuel. Protect them, nurture them, and your life will reflect it. When you focus on yourself, when you commit to improvement, when you guard your mind and energy, something remarkable begins to happen. Your life begins to speak, not through words, not through boasts, but through results. This is the ultimate reward of self-improvement, a life that speaks for itself. The world loves noise. People rush to show off what they have. They post their victories, their possessions, their status. But real success, real improvement, does not always make a sound. It is quiet. It is consistent. It is evident in your habits, your discipline, your results. When you focus on yourself, when you improve quietly, your life becomes a statement, a testament to what dedication and discipline can achieve. Others will notice, eventually, but you don't do it for them. You do it for yourself. Because the true reward of focusing on yourself is not applause. It is mastery. It is freedom. It is confidence. It is a life aligned with your highest potential. Think about it. Every choice you make, every action you take, adds up. The decision to read instead of watch TV. The decision to move your body instead of staying idle. The decision to improve your mind instead of indulging in negativity. All of these small choices compound, and eventually, your life begins to reflect them. You become the person who can handle challenges. You become the person who inspires others. You become the person who creates opportunities instead of waiting for them. Your life becomes your message. Your results become your reputation, and people cannot ignore the proof of your dedication. When you improve yourself, you influence others. Your family notices your focus and discipline. Your friends see the change in your attitude and energy. Your colleagues respect your consistency and results. You may not speak a word, but your life teaches lessons. Your success becomes a guide. Your discipline becomes a model. Improvement is never just for you. It ripples outward. It inspires, encourages, and motivates everyone who comes into contact with you. The ultimate reward of focusing on yourself is mastery, not mastery over others, but mastery over yourself, mastery over your mind, mastery over your emotions, mastery over your time, mastery over your energy. And when you achieve this, life no longer overwhelms you. Challenges become opportunities. Failures become lessons. Obstacles become stepping stones. The confident disciplined, focused version of you, handles life differently, acts differently, achieves differently. And that is the life that speaks for itself. Remember, the reward is not instant. You will not improve your life in a day. You will not master yourself overnight. It takes patience. It takes persistence. It takes repeated effort, day after day, year after year. But when you commit, when you show up consistently, when you focus on yourself, the results compound, the benefits multiply, and your life begins to speak louder than any words could. So let this be your takeaway. If you focus on yourself, if you improve your skills, habits, and mindset, if you guard your mind and energy, if you take consistent action, you don't need to prove yourself to anyone. You don't need validation. You don't need applause. Your life becomes your proof. Your results become your message. Your journey becomes your inspiration. That is the ultimate reward. A life that speaks for itself. A life filled with purpose, growth, and fulfillment. A life that leaves a legacy, not in words, but in impact. Focus on yourself. Improve your life. And let your life do the talking. Because when you live this way, everything else follows naturally. Everything else becomes easier. Everything else becomes possible. Your life will speak. Your life will inspire. Your life will shine. And that is the reward. So here's the truth, my friends. The world will not improve your life for you. Opportunities won't knock without preparation. Success won't arrive while you wait. The only person responsible for your growth is you. Focus on yourself. Invest in your skills, your habits, and your mindset. Guard your mind and energy. Take consistent, purposeful action. Because when you do, your life begins to speak. Not through words, not through appearances, but through results, through confidence, through discipline, through the quiet power of a life well lived. And when your life speaks, people will notice. Your influence will grow. Opportunities will find you. And your legacy begins to take shape. Remember, the reward of focusing on yourself is not temporary. It is lasting. It is permanent. It is a life that speaks for itself. So start today. Start now. And let your life do the talking. Because the person who improves themselves is the person who ultimately improves their life forever.